Welcome to School of Thumb, the series that gets plant experts to solve your common garden guesswork. We're pruning back gardening to its core and getting you the answers to the questions you've been asking around Australia. This episode, we've got plant experts from New South Wales who've got potfuls of practical advice for your garden. Tim, the all-round gardening guru. Amanda, the garden styling savant. And Mark, the top dog in trees. This episode is great for all you fruit lovers. We're talking fruit trees, which ones to pick and how to get a great harvest. Okay team, I dropped in on Scott recently. He wants to get fruit from the garden but doesn't know where to start. Should we see what he's working with? Scott, you clearly know how to grow green things. This is a lovely little space.
Thank you very much.
What's your setup here?
So pretty much what we have here, I am a tenant, so I'm just renting this place. So I can't really change the backyard too much. So I'm just going for like potted plants. I set up like this little veggie patch here, but really I can't be digging up, the backyard and putting in all these like lavish trees and whatnot. So I'm just trying to work with what I have really.
Oh,
Big
yes.
bare fence there.
Yeah, I love it. He's having a crack. He's got a bit of everything in there.
Now, how about the people you live with? What's their attitude to your green space?
I love my roommates a lot. They're lovely people, but maybe they don't have the same kind of like passion for the garden and for the plants. And it's not really felt until I go away for work.
He's had great luck with his veggies, but when he goes away, they get neglected. So what are you looking for?
I'm just looking for something quick and easy that can kind of like hook my roommates into the garden. Any fresh produce that they can like kind of take from the garden, they can put in the kitchen, they can cook with.
We're going to get them to fall in love with it like you.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the definitive way to get them to look after the garden while I'm away.
What a shame plants don't pay rent,
I know.
right? Okay, experts. What he needs is he needs plants suitable for a rental that are going to motivate the housemates to do a little bit of their share. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great idea. Motivate your housemates to get involved by creating a garden that gives something back to them.
Oh, for sure.
I'd love to see some big pots there that could balance that space. So I can see there's a big courtyard area, a paved area, some big pots there with something gorgeous in it that would have some incentive for them to look after.
And pots are great. There's so many different things that can be grown in pots. I mean, fruit trees, there's endless list of different fruit trees, from dwarf citrus to figs to blueberries to olives, like anything.
I think the size of the pot is a really good conversation because it can be a real trap as a renter to keep them small so they're more portable if and when you leave. But really, I mean, a big pot is still smaller than a fridge.
Exactly.
And it's going to be worth it in the long run to have a bit more soil around the roots.
Definitely, and it's going to give it that buffer zone so it doesn't dry out anywhere near as quick.
Well, the thing that got me really excited was that bare, sunny fence. Just get a fig from your local nursery that's got a couple of matching arms on them. Then could just chop it off and let those 45-degree ones go. And so you can make this lovely sort of symmetrical kind of candelabra look. They basically, they fruit on the new growth. So you'll get a few the first year you do it, and then the next year you'll get heaps.
Right. Okay, well, fig sounds like a great choice, and I feel like Scott would enjoy the business of espaliering it.
Exactly, and his flatmates would enjoy eating them.
Now, as to watering, I feel like you had some ideas about reticulation.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, you can actually get Bluetooth water timers now. So he could put up some polypipe, a few drippers into each pot plant, and then he could be sitting over in Fiji drinking cocktails going, oh, better water the fig tree, and he can turn it on.
And it's so satisfying to do it yourself. To know that you can just go and sort it all out and plumb it all in.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's too exciting living in the future, isn't it? All right, we're going to go to the workbench and work out how to lure those housemates out with some good produce.
Let's do it.
This is a gorgeous looking little fig.
It is, and look at that, it's even got, at this young stage, little fruit already starting to form.
Wow.
Surely that'd keep Scott and his housemates impressed.
Who wouldn't be excited to have cute little figs growing on a little baby plant? Would that need to be in a bigger pot eventually?
Certainly, at the moment, it could be okay like that for another 6 to 12 months, and after that, I'd definitely put it into a bigger pot. And if you love figs and want to keep with that Mediterranean feel, why not olives as well? As you can see from here, there's all different shapes and sizes and depending on varieties. This one here, very upright and columnar, so it looks very asymmetrical. And then you've got the one at the back there, which is espalier, so that would look really good against that wooden wall that he's got in the
Unreal.
courtyard.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to get real fancy, you could get your clippers out and make a beautiful hedged ball like so forth.
Who doesn't want to get real fancy?
Now this one will turn into an espalier, so growing it flat. What you do is when you buy the tree, you actually look for the one that's not round in shape because you want to make sure you can
pull
bend it and put it all flat.
Yeah.
And it's just a case of getting a framework, which you could use espalier or some wire mesh, and then tie it against the fence or in the pot, and then just tie each branch back. Any branch that's coming out the front that you can't tie back, simply secateurs and chop it off.
Amazing.
And before you know it, you'll end up with a beautiful mat against the wall and full of fruit like this one here, which looks sensational.
Scott, you heard it here. That's how you can start growing fruit at home and get your housemates in on the action too. That's a wrap on our New South Wales episodes. For information on where we're filming next, keep an eye on our socials and keep an eye on your local nursery too. There could be a School of Thumb forum on your doorstep. Till next time, happy growing, Australia.